Leo tightened the last bolt on the engine of his small supply ship. He wiped sweat from his forehead and looked around the cramped maintenance bay. Sparks from the tools reflected on the metal walls, giving the room a warm glow. He had been traveling for weeks to deliver supplies to the human colony on Zira, a planet at the edge of the galaxy. The planet had strict rules. No alien dragons were allowed. The galaxy had banned their kind long ago, saying they were dangerous and unpredictable. Leo had never seen a dragon before, and he thought the stories were exaggerated. Outside, the ship's engine hummed steadily. Stars streaked past the viewport as Leo finished his final checks. He liked working alone. The quiet helped him think. He knew the colony depended on his delivery, and he did not want to fail them. Zira was a tough planet, with a dry, rocky surface and wide deserts that stretched as far as the eye could see. The humans there were hardy. They had built a small city with tall towers and shining solar panels. Every building was carefully designed to survive the harsh environment. Leo guided his ship through the outer orbit. He admired the view. The sun of Zira was bright, and the red rocks below reflected light in strange patterns. Suddenly, something caught his eye. A flicker of gold moved near an asteroid field. Leo squinted. At first he thought it was a trick of light or a reflection from his window. But it moved again. The golden light seemed alive. His heart raced. He had never seen anything like it before. Curiosity got the better of him. Leo changed the ship's course slightly and followed the light. The ship glided past jagged asteroids and rocky debris floating silently in space. As he approached, he saw the source more clearly. It was small, glowing, and moving in a way that reminded him of a bird, but much bigger and stronger. Then, it turned its head, and Leo's mouth fell open. It was a dragon. Its scales shimmered with gold and green colors. Its wings were folded, but he could see the strong muscles under the skin. Its eyes were large, intelligent, and calm. Leo could not believe what he saw. Dragons were supposed to be dangerous. They were supposed to attack anyone who came near. But this dragon looked frightened. It looked weak. It was injured. A thin scar ran along one of its wings, and it breathed with difficulty. Leo's heart filled with concern. The galactic rules were clear. Dragons were banned. Any human who helped one could face severe punishment. Yet, he could not leave the dragon alone. He had seen creatures in need before, and he knew what it was like to be hurt and helpless. The dragon did not look dangerous. It looked like it needed help. He turned the ship toward a small moon near the asteroid belt. The dragon flew slowly, almost like it wanted to be followed. Leo guided the ship down through the thin atmosphere. He landed carefully on a rocky plain. Dust rose around the landing gear, and small stones bounced from the impact. The dragon landed a short distance away, limping slightly. Leo shut down the engines and stepped outside in his protective suit. The dragon watched him. Its glowing eyes did not show fear. Instead, it seemed curious. Leo took small steps forward. He spoke softly, even though he did not know if it could understand him. "I'm not here to hurt you," he said. "I want to help." The dragon tilted its head and let out a soft hum. The sound was musical, almost like a vibration in the air. Leo felt a strange calm. He noticed the dragon's wing scar was deep, but healing. Its scales were rough in some areas, showing signs of struggle. He carefully examined the creature without touching it. He had no idea how to treat a dragon. Humans had no experience with creatures like this. He could only rely on his tools and knowledge of biology. He opened his small medical kit and scanned for anything that could help. The dragon moved closer. Its eyes focused on Leo's hands as he held a simple bandage. The creature lowered its head slightly. Leo realized it understood his intention. Carefully, he wrapped the wing with gentle pressure, making sure not to hurt it further. The dragon stayed still. Its hum became softer, almost like a purr. Leo smiled. He had never seen such trust between two beings from different worlds. After some time, Leo built a small shelter for the dragon. He used spare metal panels and old cargo crates to make a safe place. The dragon entered cautiously, its tail brushing the walls. Inside, Leo offered it water from a small container. The dragon drank carefully, then looked at him again with those glowing eyes. Leo felt a connection. He knew that this was the beginning of something important. Night fell on the moon. Stars shone brightly in the clear sky. Leo sat outside his ship, watching the dragon rest. He thought about the galaxy's rules and why dragons were banned. Most stories said dragons were violent and uncontrollable. Yet, this one had shown intelligence and calmness. It made him wonder if the galaxy had made a mistake. He could feel a responsibility growing inside him. Leo decided he would help this dragon. He would keep it safe and try to learn more about its kind. No law could stop him from doing what he believed was right. The dragon's presence filled him with hope. For the first time in weeks, he felt excitement that was not about deliveries or repairs. He felt a spark of adventure and discovery. As he looked at the glowing creature, Leo knew one thing for certain. The galaxy's story about dragons was incomplete. There were truths hidden from everyone, and he had just found the first piece. His journey was no longer just about delivering supplies. It was about understanding, trust, and the possibility of changing the galaxy's view forever. The dragon lifted its head and looked at him, a silent agreement forming between the human and the alien. Leo smiled and whispered, "We will figure this out together." The stars above seemed brighter, as if the universe itself was watching this unlikely friendship begin. Morning light broke over the rocky moon. Leo stepped out of his ship and looked at the dragon sleeping in the small shelter he had built. Its scales glimmered softly in the sunlight, and it seemed peaceful. Leo could not stop staring. He had never seen anything so majestic and gentle. He thought about the galaxy's rules again. Dragons were banned, yet this one had done nothing wrong. It had not attacked him, not even threatened him. It was calm and intelligent. Leo decided to learn more about it. He sat near the dragon and spoke quietly. "I want to know your story," he said. The dragon stirred and looked at him with its glowing eyes. Then it did something unexpected. It raised one claw and touched Leo's hand gently. A soft light flowed from its scales into his skin. It was not painful, but warm and comforting. Leo gasped slightly. The dragon was communicating. He realized it could share thoughts or feelings through light. Over the next hours, Leo tried to understand. The dragon, which he named Rin, showed images in his mind. He saw vast mountains where dragons once lived freely. He saw them helping other species build cities and machines. He saw dragons flying alongside humans, sharing knowledge and protection. Then he saw the destruction. A single accident, a fire caused by a young dragon, had scared the galaxy. News spread quickly, and humans decided dragons were dangerous. They were banned from every planet with intelligent life. Leo's heart sank. The galaxy had judged them unfairly. Rin's injury was still fresh. Leo worked carefully to clean its wing. He applied a special gel from his medical kit that helped heal wounds quickly. The dragon hissed softly but allowed him to work. As he finished, he noticed Rin watching him closely. Its eyes seemed curious and thoughtful. Leo smiled. "You trust me," he said. Rin responded with a low hum, almost like it was agreeing. Leo realized that trust was important. He could not rush this. He had to earn it fully. After breakfast, Leo decided to explore the moon. He wanted to find a safe place for Rin to recover. He guided the dragon slowly, letting it walk beside him. The moon was rocky and full of strange formations. Some stones floated slightly above the ground because of the weak gravity. Small creatures scurried under rocks, watching the humans and dragon. Leo felt a thrill. He had never seen anything like this before. Rin moved carefully, testing its wings, flapping slightly to keep balance. Each movement was careful and intelligent. Leo noticed that Rin could understand him without words. He would point at rocks or objects, and Rin would move to them. He realized that dragons were highly intelligent. They could learn, reason, and communicate in ways humans had never imagined. The thought excited him. If he could show the galaxy this truth, it might change the rules. Perhaps dragons could once again be welcomed among other species. As they explored, a sudden noise made Leo freeze. Rocks shifted above them, and a small group of scouts from Zira appeared. They had scanners and energy weapons. They were patrolling the moon, searching for any illegal activity. Leo's heart raced. He could not let them find Rin. If they did, the dragon would be captured, and he might be punished. He whispered to Rin, "Stay still and quiet." The dragon flattened itself against a rock, almost disappearing in the shadows. The scouts passed, without noticing them. Leo let out a quiet sigh of relief. He realized the danger was real. Helping a dragon could get him in serious trouble. Yet he felt more determined than ever. Rin needed him, and he could not abandon it. He understood that being brave meant more than following rules blindly. It meant doing what was right. After the patrol left, Leo and Rin continued their exploration. They discovered a hidden valley with soft soil and small plants. It was sheltered by high cliffs, and the weak sunlight warmed the ground. Leo smiled. This would be the perfect place for Rin to heal. He helped the dragon settle near a small stream. The water was clean and cool. Rin drank carefully, and Leo prepared a small area with rocks for it to rest. While Rin rested, Leo thought about their next steps. He could not stay on the moon forever. The supply mission to Zira was important, and humans on the planet needed his help. Yet he also could not leave Rin behind. He had to find a way to protect it. He considered hiding it on his ship, but sensors could detect energy signatures. He could modify the ship's engines and compartments to create a secret space. It would be difficult, but Leo loved challenges. Engineering had always been his strength. Rin stirred and looked at him. Its golden scales reflected the sunlight, and its eyes seemed to ask a question. Leo laughed quietly. "Yes, we will figure it out," he said. He had no idea how dangerous the galaxy would make this journey, but he knew one thing: they would face it together. As evening fell, Leo gathered rocks and built a small protective wall around the resting dragon. He wanted it to feel safe. The wind on the moon was cold, but Rin did not shiver. It seemed to understand that Leo was protecting it. Leo looked at the stars above and imagined the galaxy. He thought about humans and dragons living together. Perhaps the galaxy had made a mistake, and it was time to correct it. Night came, and the moon was silent. Leo sat beside the dragon and spoke softly. "Tomorrow, we start our journey," he said. "We will go back to Zira, and we will find a way to show them the truth." Rin raised its head and glowed softly, like a promise. Leo felt hope. He knew it would not be easy. Patrols, rules, and fear of dragons would challenge them. Yet the bond between human and dragon had begun. That bond was stronger than any law. Leo fell asleep under the stars, knowing the adventure had just begun. He dreamed of flying dragons, shining cities, and the possibility of a galaxy where humans and dragons worked together. And in the quiet of the moon, Rin slept too, healing and ready for the journey ahead. Together they were no longer alone. Together, they were the beginning of a new story. Morning broke slowly on the rocky moon. Leo stood beside Rin, studying the dragon carefully. Its wing was healing, and it moved with more confidence than the day before. Leo knew that soon they would have to leave. He could not stay hidden forever, and the galaxy's rules were strict. Helping a dragon was forbidden, yet he felt determined. He could not abandon Rin. The dragon had trusted him, and that trust meant everything. Leo had a plan. His ship had a cargo hold that could carry supplies, but he would modify it to hide Rin safely. The hold had sensors and compartments, but they could be altered with engineering skill. Leo pulled out tools, wires, and small panels. He worked, quickly, using every bit of knowledge he had. He created a reinforced pod, just large enough for Rin to rest comfortably. The pod had a soft floor, ventilation, and a simple system to keep Rin calm. Rin watched quietly. Its glowing eyes followed every movement. Leo spoke softly. "It will be safe, Rin. No one will find you there." The dragon tilted its head, as if understanding. It made a soft humming sound, almost like a purr. Leo smiled. That sound gave him confidence. It told him that Rin trusted him, and together, they could face what was coming. Once the pod was ready, Leo had to move Rin without alarming anyone. The moon was silent, but he knew Zira's patrols could appear at any moment. He waited until the dragon was calm and rested, then guided it gently into the pod. Rin hesitated at first, but allowed Leo to help it inside. The dragon curled up comfortably, its golden scales glowing faintly in the soft light of the pod. Leo checked all systems. Everything was ready. Leo entered the ship and powered up the engines. The small vessel hummed quietly as he guided it toward orbit. The stars stretched around him, and the galaxy seemed peaceful. Yet Leo knew the danger was not gone. Patrol ships scanned the area constantly. Any unusual energy signature could attract attention. He relied on careful planning, quiet engines, and his knowledge of mechanics. Leo smiled. Challenges excited him. He had always enjoyed solving difficult problems. As he prepared for departure, Leo activated the ship's stealth systems. The pod was hidden behind panels, and the dragon's energy signature was disguised with minor interference patterns. Leo worked fast, adjusting settings, testing sensors, and ensuring everything would appear normal to any patrol. He checked every bolt, every wire, every panel. Finally, he nodded. The pod was secure. Rin was safe. The journey back to Zira began. Leo guided the ship through the asteroid belt with careful precision. Rocks floated silently, twisting slowly in the weak gravity. He dodged larger formations, weaving the ship through narrow paths. He kept glancing at the hidden pod, knowing Rin was inside, resting and recovering. The dragon's presence gave him courage. He was not alone in this mission. Suddenly, a scanner beeped. Leo's heart raced. He checked the readout. A patrol ship was approaching. He had anticipated this, but the tension was real. He adjusted the ship's energy output and navigated toward a cluster of dense asteroids. The patrol's sensors could not penetrate the rocks easily. Leo's hands worked quickly, steering the ship through the maze of stone and dust. The ship shook as rocks brushed against the hull, but it held steady. The patrol ship followed, scanning for any anomaly. Leo focused, keeping his mind clear. He activated small thrusters to move silently, slipping past sensors. He imagined this as a game, a test of skill. The patrol ship passed without detecting the hidden pod. Relief washed over him. He smiled. He had done it. Yet he knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy's rules were strict, and any mistake could cost him and Rin dearly. After passing the patrol, Leo relaxed slightly. He checked the pod one last time. Rin was resting, glowing faintly. The dragon stirred, sensing movement, but did not panic. Leo spoke softly. "We are safe for now, Rin. Soon we will reach Zira, and then we will figure out what to do next." The dragon responded with a gentle hum. Leo laughed quietly. That sound was like music, comforting and inspiring. During the journey, Leo thought about Rin's story. The dragon had shown him memories of its kind, peaceful and helpful. Dragons had once worked alongside humans, sharing wisdom and technology. Yet one accident had changed everything. The galaxy had judged them unfairly. Leo wanted to correct that. He wanted to show the truth, and Rin would help him. Together they could challenge the galaxy's misunderstanding. As the ship approached Zira, Leo prepared for landing. He had to be careful. Patrols were more frequent near the planet, and sensors were stronger. He slowed the engines, maneuvering the ship carefully. He found a quiet valley on the outskirts, far from the main city. He landed smoothly, dust rising around the landing gear. The pod with Rin was secure, hidden in a reinforced section of the ship. No one would find it easily. Leo stepped outside, stretching his legs. The red rocks of Zira glowed under the sun. The human colony was distant but visible, a small cluster of buildings and towers. Leo smiled. The journey had been difficult, but he had succeeded. Rin was safe, and he was one step closer to learning more about dragons and their place in the galaxy. He spent the day checking supplies, ensuring the ship was ready for further travel, and preparing for the challenges ahead. He thought about the galaxy's rules and how rigid they could be. He wondered if courage, intelligence, and trust could change those rules. Looking at Rin's glowing eyes from the pod, he felt certain they could. Together, they would show the galaxy that dragons were not the threat everyone believed. Night fell over Zira. The stars reflected on the rocky surface, and the valley was quiet. Leo sat beside the ship, looking at the pod where Rin rested. He spoke softly, as if sharing a secret with the universe. Tomorrow, we start the real mission. We will face challenges, but we will succeed. You and I, Rin, we are stronger together. The dragon hummed gently, a sound of agreement and trust. Leo fell asleep under the stars, dreaming of dragons flying freely in the galaxy, side by side with humans. He dreamed of cities filled with cooperation, wisdom, and courage. And in the quiet of the valley, Rin rested too, ready for the journey ahead. Together, they had begun a mission that could change the galaxy forever. The morning sun rose slowly over the valley on Zira. Leo woke early, feeling the crisp air on his face. He looked at the pod where Rin rested. The dragon stirred, blinking its glowing eyes, and stretched carefully. Leo smiled. Rin was recovering well, but he knew that danger was never far. Zira's patrols were active, scanning for illegal activity, and helping a dragon was considered one of the worst offenses. Leo spent the morning checking his ship's systems. He had made adjustments to the engines and sensors, but he needed to ensure everything worked perfectly. The pod with Rin was hidden behind panels and inside reinforced walls. Leo tested the camouflage systems, making sure no energy signature could escape. He examined every wire and panel. He knew that even a small mistake could reveal Rin's presence. As he worked, a soft vibration ran through the ship. Leo froze and scanned the sensors. There were unusual energy readings nearby. His heart raced. It could only mean one thing: a patrol ship. The readings grew stronger, and Leo realized they were being tracked. He quickly analyzed the situation. The patrol was likely following some anomaly in the area. If they discovered Rin, it would mean serious trouble. Leo's mind raced for a solution. He could not run blindly. He had to use his knowledge of mechanics and engineering to create a trap for the sensors. He opened panels and adjusted the energy output of the pod. Small pulses of interference disguised Rin's signature. He also prepared emergency thrusters that could move the ship silently through the valley's rocks. Every detail had to be perfect. Outside, Rin sensed the tension. The dragon tilted its head and hummed softly. Leo smiled at the dragon. "We have to be careful," he said, "but we can do this together." The dragon responded with a brighter glow, almost like encouragement. Leo felt a surge of determination. He could handle patrols, sensors, and any challenge if he worked smart. The patrol ship appeared over the horizon. It was sleek, with strong scanners and lights sweeping across the valley. Leo's ship was small and unarmed, but he had prepared for this moment. He started the emergency thrusters, moving silently behind a cluster of rocks. The patrol's sensors scanned the area, but did not detect the hidden pod. Leo held his breath, guiding the ship carefully. Every movement mattered. The patrol ship hovered closer. Its sensors passed over the valley, searching for unusual energy signatures. Leo adjusted the pod's camouflage repeatedly, making tiny corrections to keep Rin safe. The dragon stayed calm inside, trusting Leo completely. That trust gave him courage. He knew that if he panicked, they could both be caught. Focus and precision were everything. After tense minutes, the patrol ship moved on. Leo let out a quiet sigh of relief. He had managed to protect Rin and avoid detection. He realized how fragile their situation was. One mistake, and everything could be lost. Yet the experience strengthened his determination. He was learning more about dragons, and he was discovering the limits of his own skills. He was not just a mechanic delivering supplies anymore. He was a protector, a strategist, and a friend to Rin. Once the patrol was gone, Leo decided to move the ship to a safer location. He chose a small canyon nearby, hidden from the main valley and shielded by tall rocks. It was a perfect place to hide until Rin was strong enough to travel further. Leo guided the ship slowly, avoiding debris and loose rocks. Rin watched through the pod's small window, tilting its head curiously. The dragon's hum was calm, giving Leo a sense of reassurance. After landing in the canyon, Leo checked the pod and systems again. He reinforced the walls around Rin and made sure ventilation was perfect. The dragon stretched, testing its wings carefully. Leo smiled. "Soon you will be ready to fly again," he said. Rin responded with a gentle glow. Leo had begun to understand the dragon's moods and signals. Each glow, each hum, each movement conveyed meaning. He realized that communication did not need words. Understanding came from observation and patience. The rest of the day was quiet, but Leo knew that the danger was not gone. Zyra's patrols would continue scanning the area, and any unusual reading could attract more attention. He spent hours adjusting the ship's energy output, testing camouflage systems, and preparing for emergencies. Leo also studied Rin, learning how dragons reacted to movement, light, and sound. Each observation helped him plan better for the challenges ahead. As evening fell, the sky turned deep red and purple. Stars appeared, twinkling in the distance. Leo stepped outside the ship and looked at the horizon. He thought about the galaxy and its rules. The bans on dragons were strict, but the laws were based on fear and misunderstanding. Rin had shown him that dragons were intelligent, helpful, and peaceful. They were not the monsters the galaxy believed. Leo felt a strong desire to change that perception. Rin stirred in the pod, sensing Leo's thoughts. The dragon hummed softly, a comforting sound that echoed in the small canyon. Leo smiled. "We will find a way to show them the truth," he said. The dragon's glow brightened slightly, as if agreeing. Together, they had survived patrols and hidden in danger. Leo realized that trust, intelligence, and courage were more powerful than any law. Night deepened, and the canyon became silent. Leo checked the pod one last time before resting. Rin was calm, its breathing steady. Leo felt a sense of pride. He had faced danger, protected the dragon, and used his skills to survive. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, but he was ready. The bond between human and dragon had grown stronger. It was a connection that could not be broken by fear or rules. Leo lay down under the stars, thinking of the future. He dreamed of a galaxy where humans and dragons worked together, sharing knowledge, strength, and trust. He dreamed of cities, where dragons could fly freely and humans could learn from their wisdom. And in the quiet canyon, Rin rested too, ready to face the journey ahead. Together, they had survived discovery and danger. Together, they were becoming the beginning of a new story for the galaxy. The next morning, Leo woke early, feeling the cool air of the canyon on Zira. Rin stretched its wings carefully, testing their strength. Leo smiled. The dragon was improving quickly, and it seemed eager to explore beyond the hidden valley. Yet, Leo knew the galaxy's rules were strict, and the truth about dragons had to be revealed carefully. He had to plan his next move wisely. While preparing the ship, Leo remembered Rin's memories. The dragon had shown him images of its kind, intelligent creatures who had helped civilizations flourish. They built cities, shared knowledge, and guided species in science and technology. They were not dangerous, yet the galaxy had banished them because of a single accident long ago. A young dragon had accidentally caused a fire, and humans had exaggerated the incident. News spread quickly, and fear replaced understanding. Rin's kind became outcasts, blamed unfairly for events they had not intended. Leo knew this story had to be shared. The galaxy needed to understand that dragons were intelligent, peaceful, and helpful. He could not keep this secret to himself. Helping Rin was not enough. He wanted to expose the truth. If humans and dragons could work together again, the galaxy would benefit from wisdom, technology, and cooperation. Leo felt a surge of determination. This was no longer just about survival. It was about justice. He checked the ship's systems and planned a route toward Zira's main city. The colony there had communication stations that could transmit messages to the council. If he could reach the right people, he could share Rin's story. Yet the journey was dangerous. Patrols were active, and unusual energy signatures could attract attention. Leo studied maps, scanned the area, and created a careful plan. He would travel slowly, avoiding patrols and using the terrain for cover. Rin watched him quietly. Its glowing eyes followed every movement. Leo spoke softly. "We will do this together." "They need to see the truth, Rin. Your story must be heard." The dragon hummed softly, a sound of agreement. Leo smiled. He had never imagined such a bond with an alien creature. Trust, understanding, and courage connected them. That connection was stronger than fear or laws. As they moved through the rocky terrain, Leo used small devices to shield the ship's energy signature. The pod with Rin was hidden, reinforced, and carefully monitored. Patrols scanned the area, but Leo's careful planning kept them undetected. He navigated through narrow valleys, rocky cliffs, and shallow caves. Every step required precision, yet he felt confident. He knew that the galaxy's misunderstanding could be corrected if he succeeded. During the journey, Rin shared more memories through glowing patterns and soft hums. Leo learned how dragons once advised humans on building machines, creating energy systems, and improving life on planets. They were collaborators, not threats. The images showed cities powered by dragon-assisted technology, children learning from dragons, and humans flying alongside dragons in harmony. Leo realized the galaxy had lost an incredible opportunity by banishing them. As they neared Zira's communication station, Leo noticed patrol ships scanning the skies. He slowed the ship, using small thrusters to move silently behind rocky formations. The energy readings were stronger now. Patrols were close. Leo adjusted the pod's camouflage and reinforced shields. Every second was critical. One mistake could reveal Rin and end their mission. Leo guided the ship into a narrow canyon near the station. The patrols passed without detecting them. He felt a surge of relief, but he knew the real challenge was just beginning. They had to reach the station safely, transmit the evidence, and convince the council that dragons were not dangerous. It was not an easy task. Leo took a deep breath, focusing on the plan. Inside the ship, he connected data devices to record Rin's memories and communicate the dragon's intelligence. The glowing patterns from Rin were captured by the system, translated into images, sounds, and information that humans could understand. Leo worked carefully, ensuring nothing was lost. Every memory, every piece of evidence had to be clear and undeniable. The truth had to be seen in a way that left no room for doubt. After hours of work, the transmission was ready. Leo activated the communication system, sending the evidence to Zira's council. The data included Rin's memories, images of dragon, cities, examples of their collaboration with humans, and proof of their peaceful nature. Leo added a message explaining the unfair ban and urging the council to reconsider. It was a bold move, but Leo knew it was necessary. As the transmission completed, Leo heard the distant hum of patrol ships approaching. He quickly activated the ship's stealth systems and moved to a hidden valley. Rin glowed softly, sensing the tension. Leo spoke to the dragon. "Stay calm. We have done our part. Now we wait for them to see the truth." The dragon hummed in response, a sound of trust and patience. Leo felt a sense of hope. Hours passed. The valley was quiet except for the soft wind and Rin's hums. Leo checked the system repeatedly. He knew that the council would need time to review the data, but he hoped they would understand. He thought about the galaxy and how fear had created rules that were unfair. The ban on dragons was a mistake, and it was up to him to help correct it. Finally, a response came from the council. A video link opened on Leo's display. The council members appeared, their faces serious but curious. They had seen the transmission and were watching Rin's memories carefully. Leo held his breath as they reacted. Their expressions changed from skepticism to amazement. They whispered to each other, clearly discussing what they had just learned. Leo felt a surge of relief. The council sent a message to Leo. They wanted to meet him and Rin. They admitted they had judged dragons unfairly and expressed interest in learning more. Leo smiled. The first step had been taken. The truth had reached the right ears. Dragons were no longer invisible or feared. They had a chance to be understood. Leo felt pride, but he also knew the mission was not over. Patrols were still active, and some humans might resist change. As night fell over Zira, Leo looked at Rin. The dragon glowed softly, wings stretched, and eyes shining. "We have done it, Rin. The galaxy knows the truth about you," he said. The dragon hummed in agreement. Leo felt a deep sense of connection, trust, and hope. Together, they had begun to change the galaxy's view, showing that intelligence, courage, and understanding could overcome fear. In the quiet valley, Leo prepared for the council's arrival. He knew that the real test would come when they faced the leaders directly. Yet, he felt ready. With Rin by his side, he was no longer just a mechanic. He was a messenger, a protector, and a bridge between humans and dragons. The galaxy was beginning to see what he had always known. Dragons were not a threat, but a gift. As Leo watched the stars, he dreamed of a future where dragons and humans worked together, shared knowledge, and explored the galaxy side by side. And in the quiet of the valley, Rin glowed softly, ready to face the challenges ahead. Together, they had started a journey that could change the galaxy forever, proving that courage and truth were more powerful than fear. The valley on Zira was quiet under the early morning sun. Leo checked the ship one last time. Rin rested in the pod, its wings slowly stretching as it prepared for the day. The dragon's glowing eyes followed every movement. Leo knew the council had received the transmission, but he also knew that not everyone would agree. Some humans still feared dragons. Patrols could arrive at any moment. They had to be ready. Leo studied the scanners. Multiple patrol ships were approaching from different directions. They were fast, sleek, and heavily armed. These ships were designed to capture or destroy any threats. Leo felt a thrill of determination. He had faced danger before, but this would test all his skills. He would need strategy, intelligence, and quick thinking. Rin would be by his side, and together they had a chance to protect the dragon and show the galaxy the truth. The first patrol ship appeared over the horizon, its lights sweeping the valley. Leo activated the ship's defensive systems. Panels shifted to create barriers, and the pod's camouflage grew stronger. Small drones extended from the ship, scanning the area and creating decoy signals. The patrol's sensors flickered as if confused by the unusual readings. Leo's heart raced, but he stayed focused. Every action had to be precise. Rin stirred in the pod, sensing the tension. The dragon's hum was soft, almost like a rhythm to calm Leo. Leo spoke quietly. "We can do this, Rin. Trust me, and we will show them the truth." The dragon responded with a gentle glow, as if agreeing. Leo smiled. Trust and teamwork would be their greatest strengths. As the patrol ship moved closer, Leo guided the ship into a narrow canyon. Rocks formed natural barriers, forcing the patrol to slow down. Leo adjusted the thrusters to move silently and used the ship's design to create confusion. Panels opened and closed, creating false energy readings that led the patrol in circles. The patrol ship fired brief scanning pulses, but they detected nothing unusual. Leo's plan was working. Suddenly, 2 more patrol ships appeared from behind, the cliffs. Leo realized they were attempting to surround him. He adjusted the ship's shields, reinforced the pod's energy camouflage, and prepared for evasive maneuvers. The ship's engines hummed softly as he guided it through tight turns. In the canyon, rocks scraped the hull, but the ship held steady. Leo's hands moved quickly, making constant adjustments. Rin sensed the danger and extended its wings slightly inside the pod. Soft energy pulses flowed from its body, interacting with the ship's systems. Leo noticed the change. The dragon's energy seemed to help stabilize the ship's shields and camouflage. He smiled. They were working together. Human skill and dragon energy combined to create a defense stronger than either alone. The patrol ships grew closer, and their sensors intensified. Leo activated emergency thrusters, moving the ship rapidly behind a series of rocks. The patrol fired scanning pulses, but the decoy signals misled them. Leo could see their frustration on the scanners. He guided the ship carefully, using every trick he had learned. Rin's soft hums provided focus, and the energy flowing from the dragon strengthened the systems further. One of the patrol ships fired a small pulse toward the ship. Leo quickly adjusted the shields, redirecting the energy harmlessly into the canyon walls. The other ships attempted to flank, but Leo anticipated their movements. He guided the ship through a narrow gap between cliffs. The patrol ships could not follow easily. The human mechanics' skill and clever engineering gave them an advantage. Leo realized that the patrols were testing him. They did not fully understand what they were chasing. They assumed danger, but they could not detect the intelligence or peaceful nature of Rin. Leo smiled quietly. If only they could see the dragon's thoughts, its memories, and its trust in him, they would understand immediately. Yet he had to prove it through action. He guided the ship to a wider area of the canyon. Here, he had prepared a trap. Panels shifted to redirect energy signals. Small drones created false readings, and the ship's systems emitted patterns that mimicked multiple vessels. The patrol ships hesitated, their scanners confused. Leo took a deep breath. The moment had come to show the council what they could do. Rin stirred inside the pod. Its wings glowed faintly, sending small energy pulses into the ship's systems. Leo activated the final sequence. The ship's shields and camouflage reached maximum efficiency, creating illusions of multiple ships moving around the canyon. The patrols could not tell which readings were real. They fired, but every shot missed. Rocks and decoys absorbed the pulses harmlessly. Leo guided the ship forward, leading the patrol ships into the center of the canyon where the traps were strongest. Panels shifted, energy pulses redirected, and the patrol ships struggled to adjust. Leo's skill and Rin's energy worked together perfectly. The patrols realized they were being outsmarted by one human and one dragon. Their confidence faltered. Then Leo made the final move. He sent a direct message to the patrols and the council, showing Rin's glowing images and intelligence patterns. The council's voice came through the ship's comm system. They had been observing the situation. "Stand down," they ordered. "This dragon is not a threat. Human, you have proven your skill and loyalty. The dragon's intelligence and peaceful nature are clear." The patrol ships hesitated, then slowly retreated. Leo guided his ship to a safe spot in the canyon. Rin's glow brightened, filling the pod with warmth. The dragon hummed softly, and Leo smiled. They had done it. Human ingenuity and dragon power had overcome fear, rules, and danger. Together, they had survived the showdown. After the patrols left, Leo stepped outside the ship. The canyon was quiet, and the red rocks glowed in the evening sun. He looked at Rin, who stretched its wings and let out a soft hum. "We did it," he said. "We have shown them that trust, intelligence, and courage are stronger than fear." The dragon glowed brighter in response, a sound of agreement and pride. Leo realized that the galaxy's view of dragons was beginning to change. One human and one dragon had proven that cooperation and trust could overcome centuries of misunderstanding. The council had witnessed their skills, teamwork, and determination. It was a turning point. Dragons could no longer be seen as threats. They could be allies, teachers, and friends. That night, Leo and Rin rested under the stars in the canyon. The stars reflected off the red rocks, creating a serene scene. Leo thought about the future. Patrols would remain, and some humans would resist change, but they had made the first step. The galaxy was starting to see the truth. Dragons were not monsters. They were intelligent, loyal, and capable of great cooperation. Leo looked at Rin, whose glowing eyes shone with quiet pride. "We will continue, Rin. We will show the galaxy what dragons can do," he said. The dragon hummed softly, spreading its wings slightly. Together, they had faced danger, outsmarted patrols, and proven the value of intelligence, trust, and courage. The showdown had ended, but their journey was far from over. As the stars twinkled above Zira, Leo felt a sense of hope. The bond between human and dragon had grown stronger through the challenge. They had faced fear and rules, and together they had shown what was possible. The galaxy had begun to understand, and the future was wide open. Leo and Rin were ready for whatever came next. Morning light bathed the valley on Zira in soft gold. Leo stood outside his ship, watching Rin stretch its wings. The dragon's scales shimmered under the sun, and its glowing eyes followed him with quiet trust. Today felt different. The council had sent messages confirming that the investigation was complete. They had seen the evidence, reviewed Rin's memories, and witnessed the skill and courage displayed in the canyon showdown. The galaxy's rules regarding dragons were about to change. Leo felt a mix of pride and relief. For months, he had hidden, protected, and worked alongside Rin. He had faced patrols, danger, and uncertainty. Every challenge had strengthened their bond. And now, the galaxy was finally beginning to understand the truth. Dragons were not dangerous. They were intelligent, peaceful, and capable of incredible cooperation with humans. A small fleet of ships arrived from Zira's council. They hovered near the valley, lights scanning the ground, but there was no sign of threat. Instead, council representatives appeared, walking carefully toward Leo's ship. Leo stepped forward, standing beside Rin's pod. The dragon hummed softly, wings flaring slightly. The representatives looked at the dragon with awe. One of them, a woman with kind eyes, spoke. "We have judged unfairly for too long. Your courage and the dragon's intelligence have changed our understanding." Leo smiled. "Thank you," he said. "Rin is not a threat. Dragons can help humans, share knowledge, and work together. They have been unfairly banned for too long." The council members nodded, studying the dragon carefully. They could see Rin's calm and intelligent nature. The energy pulses, glows, and hums clearly showed a creature capable of thought, feeling, and communication. The council formally lifted the ban on dragons. Leo's heart soared. For the first time in generations, dragons could return to planets they had been banned from. Rin stepped out of the pod carefully, wings stretching wide. Leo watched as the dragon moved gracefully across the valley floor. Humans observing from the council ships gasped in wonder. The bond between Leo and Rin was visible in every gesture, every glance. It was proof that trust and cooperation could overcome fear. Leo turned to the council. "We want to help," he said. "Dragons can teach humans, assist in technology, and protect planets. They are intelligent partners. We just need the chance to show it." The council members whispered among themselves. After a few moments, they nodded. "We will allow it," one of them said. "Dragons will be welcomed, and those who wish to learn from them may do so. Your actions have proven their value." Rin hummed softly, as if understanding the words. It moved closer to Leo and nuzzled his shoulder gently. Leo laughed quietly. "We did it, Rin. Together, we have changed the galaxy's rules." The dragon's glow brightened, spreading warmth and light around them. Humans and council members watched, captivated by the sight. It was a moment of unity, proof that courage, intelligence, and trust could overcome centuries of fear. The council proposed a new alliance. Humans and dragons would work together to explore planets, build cities, and share knowledge. Leo would serve as a bridge between species, helping teach humans to understand dragons and their abilities. Rin would be a guide, demonstrating intelligence, cooperation, and trust. It was the beginning of a new era, one where both species could thrive together. Over the next days, Leo and Rin traveled with the council representatives. They visited human settlements, teaching communities about dragons. People were amazed. To see Rin fly gracefully, communicate through glowing patterns, and interact peacefully with humans. Children laughed and played, learning from the dragon's wisdom. Scientists studied the energy patterns and intelligence signals, realizing that dragons could contribute to technological and scientific advancements. Rin and Leo worked closely with humans to repair old machines, design energy systems, and explore previously dangerous planets. The dragon's strength and intelligence combined with human ingenuity produced incredible results. Leo felt a sense of pride and wonder. He had always known humans were capable of great courage and creativity, but now, seeing the results of human-dragon collaboration, he realized just how powerful cooperation could be. One evening, as the sun set over Zira, Leo and Rin rested in a quiet valley. Rin spread its wings wide, glowing softly in the twilight. Leo watched in admiration. "This is just the beginning," he said. "We will travel further, teach more humans, and help dragons find their place in the galaxy again." The dragon hummed softly, a sound of agreement and encouragement. Together, they had faced fear, rules, and danger. Together, they had changed the galaxy. News of dragons' return spread quickly. Patrols no longer pursued them, and colonies welcomed them openly. Leo and Rin traveled to other planets, demonstrating the dragon's intelligence and peaceful nature. Communities learned to trust the creatures, work with them, and share knowledge. The galaxy began to see dragons not as threats, but as allies. Trust and courage had replaced fear. Leo reflected on the journey. He had started as a simple human mechanic, hiding a dragon and evading patrols. He had faced danger, solved impossible problems, and built a bond of trust with an alien creature. That bond had changed the galaxy. He realized that one human's courage, intelligence, and determination could make a difference. The galaxy was full of challenges, but also opportunities. Rin soared above the valley, wings casting long shadows over the red rocks. Humans watched in awe, learning and marveling at the dragon's grace. Leo smiled, knowing this was only the beginning. Together, humans and dragons would explore new planets, share knowledge, and build a future full of cooperation and understanding. The ban was lifted, the fear was gone, and a new era had begun. As night fell, stars twinkled across Zira's sky. Leo stood beside Rin, feeling the cool air and quiet strength of the valley. He looked at the dragon's glowing eyes, reflecting the starlight. "We did it, Rin. We have opened the door for a new future." The dragon hummed softly, a sound of joy and promise. Together, they had proven that courage, intelligence, and trust were stronger than fear and rules. The galaxy would never be the same again. Humans and dragons would explore, learn, and protect together. Leo knew that adventures lay ahead, but with Rin by his side, he was ready for anything. The story of the hidden dragon and the brave human had ended, but the story of cooperation, courage, and a new future had only just begun.